come to you from the Gomti River front at the center stage of our politics, Lucknow. Lucknow is going to polls today along with the fourth phase of polling in the state of Uttar Pradesh. 59 seats will poll today over 9 districts. By the end of this evening, 6 p.m., more than half of Uttar Pradesh would have cast its ballot. Permutation, combinations, caste calculations, poll issues, local issues, on which will Uttar Pradesh vote? Let's cut across to our panelists. Joining me right now is Abhishek Sudhir and Sanjay Singh. Mr. Sudhir, taking off from what Mr. Shastri had said earlier on, that this is an extremely important phase for the BJP. Traditionally, BJP has been strong, needs to hold on to these many seats. But isn't it a more important phase for the Samajwadi Party? Because if the Samajwadi Party wants to be in the game going forward in the next 3 phases, it needs to crack this particular phase because it's done it before in 2012.
Well, Preeti, before I dive into my analysis, since I'm also in Lucknow and it's voting day, I'd like to welcome you to the city of Nawabs. And on special days like today in Lucknow, we like to start our days with kachori, and as the sun goes down, we like to bite into some kakori. So it's a very exciting day. It's a great day for democracy. As a resident of Lucknow and a citizen of India, I'm extremely proud today. Now coming to your question. Preeti, we all know that Lucknow has been the karma bhumi of Atal Bihari Vajpayee. So a perception has been created that Lucknow has been a fortress of the BJP. But let me tell you that in 2012, out of the 59 seats, the Samajwadi Party managed to win 39 seats. So it's not that the Samajwadi Party has not done well in Lucknow, but I completely agree with you that this is a very critical phase. As Rahul Srivastav said, this is going to witness a seat-by-seat fight, a tough fight on every seat. I just want to give you a micro picture. If you look at Lucknow, I'm coming to you from Butler Palace, just across the river, Gomti River, from where you are. Right here in Lucknow Central, Brajesh Pathak, the law minister, was the sitting MLA. He's the sitting MLA. But he has decided to shift from Lucknow Central to Lucknow Cant, where there is a big Brahmin population. Now, why has he decided to shift? Well, the buzz on the ground is that Ravidas Mehrotra of the Samajwadi Party was tipped to upset him. So they didn't want to take a chance, and he wanted to go to Cant where it was safer. And of course, by moving Brajesh Pathak from Central to Cant, what they've done is they've neutralized Aparna Bisht and Mayank Joshi were fighting for a ticket. And last night, Mr. Yadav has released a photo with Mayank Joshi. And that too is going to have a bearing on Brajesh Pathak's prospects in Lucknow Cant as he goes up against the SP corporator Raju Gandhi. So micro picture tells you a lot about what's happening. Right? When Lucknow sneezes, New Delhi catches a cold, because Lucknow is the nerve center of Uttar Pradesh and I would argue Indian politics. So this is the micro picture. And one more seat I want to tell your viewers about, Preeti, is Sarojini Nagar. Fascinating battle there with one of the most educated and prominent faces of the Samajwadi Party, Abhishek Mishra, going up against a virtually unknown ED officer, known very well to Mr. Chidambaram and the likes because he was the lead investigator on the Aircel Maxis deal, right, Rajeshwar Singh. In Sarojini Nagar, Preeti, you're witnessing a direct Brahmin versus Thakur fight, and this is a preview of the Brahmin versus Thakur battle royale that is going to come up in Purvanchal. So Lucknow is a bellwether, and whoever wins this phase will form the government, and that's exactly what's been happening since 1996 in this state.
All right, let's bring in Sanjay Singh into this conversation. Sanjay Singh, is too much being made about this Thakur versus Brahman faces? You know, the fact that the Yogi government, because Yogi comes from the Thakur community, is pro-Thakurs, and there's rancor within the Brahman community. You saw, you know, Mayank Joshi getting a picture taken with Akhilesh Yadav, possibly joining, you know, the Samajwadi Party because being denied a ticket from the, you know, Cant area in Lucknow. Is there too much to this? Because will ultimately the Brahmins, who are you know, sizable fraction in this particular belt, go with the BJP because that's the traditional game?
I think too much is being read about and talked about Brahmin versus Thakur thing. This is not an issue. I think as far as I have traveled on the ground, this is not an issue. This was, of course, an issue last year and year before last. Too many stories were there in media. Given a situation because some Brahmins as they are cannot go with Samajwadi Party, given the fact that Samajwadi Party at the moment, most supporter of Samajwadi Party, I would say a substantive chunk of Samajwadi supporters, 75% plus, come from 2 communities in particular, Yadav and Muslim, and other other percentage which were there in the first phase, that was for combination of RLD and Samajwadi Party. Samajwadi Party has some support base in terms of the candidate, as as per caste of that particular candidate in that particular region. Samajwadi Party also is getting some traction from OBC, MBC, but not much. BJP is holding on to OBC, MBC support base that they gained in 2014, 2017, and 2019. That support base is continuing. These elections are as much about BJP as much about Yogi Adityanath's persona. Many people believe the strong points which is going in favor of Yogi Adityanath, I classify
Okay.
them as 4 broad points. First, law and order, which they say Gundai Khatam. 2, this free ration supply, which center of course is contributing a lot. That is coming twice a month to them. Salt and edible oil included, improved power supply, infra development, and Yogi's personal integrity. Kiske liye kamayega, kya karega. So that particular part is going in favor of Yogi.
Okay.
Yogi has become a very, very strong mass figure out there in Uttar Pradesh.
Okay.
His governance is also being talked about. So put Yogi on one side. This is a bipolar election whereby two personalities, 2 chief ministerial candidates, Yogi Adityanath and